Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Uh-oh, we're going it alone tonight, people. We forgot our support squishmallow. Bly.
Whatever will we do?
Whatever will we do? We're going it alone to tell you now, where does it hurt?
That's right. Welcome to the Unhappy Hour.
Yes, well, we tell you where it hurts, but the good news is we tell you how to turn that frown upside down.
We had to do it. We had to come up with something that was kind of like the opposite of the happy hour, and we figured it out, and you're going to love it.
If you haven't seen it already.
We do the readings for each of the elemental signs of the Zodiac, and then we top that off with a Where Does It Hurt world reading.
In the world, right. And, or how is the world hurting us, maybe. But anyway, also, hello, chat. We'll be live in the chat, just saying hello from the video to our live chat.
So it's like we're astro projecting or something.
Okay, we're silly tonight. We're trying to be light and upbeat for where it hurts. And we do this with the elemental signs of the Zodiac. So we're going to start with our air signs.
Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
This reading is for you. Where does it hurt, air signs? We're going to find out.
Whoops.
No. Where does my tarot cards hurt?
Well, I know it makes you unhappy, but the mere act of them falling to the floor does not hurt them.
It makes me very unhappy.
Well, you need to turn that attitude around.
That frown upside down. All right, air signs. Where does it hurt? What is or will be making you unhappy right now? And remember, this reading is done at the start of the fourth quarter, so it's good till the start of the next fourth quarter.
All right.
All right. Oh, I would bet this would make it hurt. And we read them all reversed. It's the Six of Wands reversed. So, maybe you feel, that you are or will be that you're not appreciated. You've been doing a lot for others or maybe busting your butt on the job and nobody seems to notice, and there you are, doing everything for everybody and none of your tribe seems to notice.
I don't know how I could say it any better, but you feel unhappy because nobody gives you credit for anything you do. And to be totally honest, this could be, not because you do so much and nobody notices it, but maybe just because you feel something should be noticed.
Right, and hey, maybe it goes so far with some of you that you feel you deserve a bonus, a raise in pay, and you feel you're being neglected.
It is Wands, and it could be talking about our job or financial, realm.
It could very well. All right, air signs. So, how are you or will you be dealing with this unhappiness? Uh-oh.
And it's the King of Pentacles.
Reversed.
So, not very well, because we're probably not really seeing any of the points of consideration that could make us regulate or manage ourselves better. We're not seeing how we can improve ourselves, or worse yet, we maybe are in such a funk we don't really care about it. We're just missing the boat totally on that.
Exactly. We're shutting down. Maybe the way you're trying to get attention is by not doing anything. And then suddenly people are wondering, where are you? Why aren't you doing this? You always do this. Like perhaps you've left family in a lurch. Perhaps you've left friends in a lurch. Your coworkers. Maybe also, you're just sort of letting things descend into kind of a disorganized chaos because you figure, well, if nobody's noticed how well I'm doing, why am I doing all this stuff?
Exactly.
Oh boy. So, why are these feelings justified? It's the Seven of Wands reversed. This certainly does sound workplace oriented so far.
It could be.
I think. So your feelings are justified because you feel like you're losing ground. That maybe you're doing all this stuff and perhaps in some cases, maybe other people are getting the credit for it.
It almost seems like it's a story that's now writing itself in a way. I would have to agree with her exactly. The Seven of Wands reversed in this position, it just feels like, somehow nothing's getting better, and it's probably a feedback loop is actually being created by the idea that you're not getting credit and therefore you're having problems managing things, or things are being managed around you even.
And then you're losing ground. You're losing your status, which isn't good either.
And it just makes you feel pretty much like nothing's happening good.
So how do you turn that frown upside down? Wow.
Well, I don't know how we're going to go with this one.
Oh, I know exactly how to do this.
Lead on.
Okay.
Queen of Wands reversed.
So how do you turn this frown upside down? By, this is the problem. You're not really letting people know. You're feeling the work should speak for itself, but it's time for you to come out of the shadows, quit sabotaging yourself and stand up for yourself. It seems to me the Queen of Wands reverse shows you're a little bit intimidated and you've just been quietly taking all of this. It's time for you to stand up.
Either side of the charisma coin could be in play here. Maybe this is saying, you need to really make sure they know who they're dealing with.
Right. The Queen of Fire, for crying out loud. So that's where I think it's heading. Let's recap real quick. Okay. So we know that
it's heavily based in wands. Number one, that's our observation is this definitely seems to be about our career or our workplace or things like that.
And the only other card is a pentacle, which is similar, finance, career. So, it's sad to see that you are not getting the recognition, at least you feel, you are not getting the recognition you deserve. You're not getting the compensation. You're not getting rewarded. You're not getting recognized.
And this may be causing you to maybe falter a little bit and maybe step down or step back or not follow through on things. And that could be expressed through that Seven of Wands, or that maybe you're
dealing with it.
You feel like, it doesn't matter and nobody notices anyway.
What's that song? Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
So.
Okay. So why are our feelings justified, air signs? Because you feel as though you're losing ground. You're losing your status. As a matter of fact, you feel like you can't aspire to anything if nobody is recognizing what all the stuff you're doing for them now. And ultimately, how do we turn that frown upside down?
Well, it looks to me like maybe we're going to have to be honest with a lot of people, but also maybe honest with ourselves too. And, sometimes we have to realize that we're not meant to be the most incandescent, moth in the universe here. And sometimes, we do things not necessarily to be noticed and to be looked at as, a wonderful person, but we do them because they have to be done.
But if you truly are losing money over this, or, really other people are getting credit for the work you're doing, it's time to get out from the shadows and, toot your own horn.
All right.
All right.
So that's what we had for the air signs, and we are now on the fire signs.
Char, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius.
Yes. What makes them unhappy?
What's making me unhappy? I can't wait to see. Is there a Scorpio card in that deck?
You know.
You know, oh, okay, let me grab that. There is an extra card in this deck, but you can read that extra card upright in reverse, which is why I'm keeping it in here. It's called Healing.
I hereby designate that as the Scorpio card. Well, why not?
Because Scorpios need healing desperately. Well, I thought that was a good comeback. All right. Fire signs. Where does it hurt?
Card 1.
What is or will be making you unhappy right now?
And it's the reversed Wheel of Fortune. And maybe we feel we're having a bit of bad luck right now. Maybe we feel nothing is going our right way. Hey, didn't we just have this reading? Well, a variation on this reading. But maybe we feel that things are working against us, that everything we do is seemingly, a mishap.
A lot of times when things go wrong, speaking for myself as a fire sign, I like to say, why is fate against me? Sometimes things are just out of your control. And maybe that is what is making you unhappy right now. We fire signs, we like to be in control. We like to move things forward. And right now the wheel's stuck. And it just seems like we're spinning our wheels.
Well, you all know that kind of personality, and they're not necessarily a fire sign, but somebody who really feels like, they should be able to control something, and the more they try, the harder it gets, and the more angry they may get.
So you're just upset because it's a bad cycle right now. And so how are you dealing or will be dealing with this unhappiness? Uh-oh, it's the Hermit reversed.
Time to clam up. You may be deciding to seek your own counsel in all of this, as the saying goes.
Well, we might be actually, I don't know. I'm looking at this 2 ways here.
There's another way.
There is another way. That maybe we're out there broadcasting our disdain to the world, and maybe trying to get, whether it's moral support or some knowledge or wisdom, like you said, from others in order to help us out, to help us get through this difficult time. or just a shoulder to cry on and whine on.
Are we gaslighting?
Oh, not as fire signs.
Are we gaslighting something or someone else, maybe? Are we just trying to basically perhaps talk about this, but maybe talk about it in a way that keeps more introspection from happening? Could be.
Could be. Let's pull the next one.
Well, that's the Hermit in a way,
It is.
All right, so are our feelings, or why are our feelings?
No. Oh, yeah, right. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Why are our feelings justified? And it's almost another reflection of the wheel. It's the full reversed. Why are our feelings justified? It could be that maybe we don't really know something here. Maybe we're foolish because we don't have all the information we need. Maybe we are even leading ourselves over a cliff because we are misinformed somehow.
Well, I'm not throwing all the cards together yet. Sure. What I would say with this one, why are our feelings justified, is because, fire signs, we're not able to take a risk or chance on something that we were hoping we could. Or maybe the fact that our feelings are justified because we took a risk or chance on something, and
that's
bad news. Fate was against us. The universe did not have our back.
That was rather interesting. Card 4.
How do we turn that frown upside down?
It's the Chariot, and it's reversed like all our cards. And maybe this is saying that sometimes we will have to trust in fate to go the correct course, that maybe we can't necessarily plot the direction. We can't be the pilot. We can't be the navigator of everything. And sometimes we do have to trust to some of the whims of fate, to the idea that maybe we are going to make some mishaps.
And I would add to that that maybe it's saying too, well, you know what? If the wheel's not turning in the right direction, why are you even trying to make a move at this time?
Yes.
Maybe it's better to just sit back, lay low, and let things settle down before you try to get things in gear once more.
The head bone is not connected to the foot bone all the time.
When you said headphone, I was thinking of headphones.
Oh, no, head bone.
Okay.
The knee bone's connected to the thigh bone.
How come you can sing, but then you didn't let me sing?
Because I sing better.
Okay.
So let's
What
recap.
is or will be making us unhappy right now? A bad turn of events, you know. This is just an unlucky cycle right now. Things are not moving forward. Yet you've wanted it, you're pushing against it, and you're frustrated.
Feeling unlucky, feeling like maybe things are against us.
How are you dealing with this? Well, not well.
No.
I think basically, you know, you're trying to boost your ego a little bit, maybe by talking it up with others, trying to get attention, trying to get sympathy, trying to get maybe some support, maybe some information to try to help you move forward.
Well, you may be dealing with it by not looking deeper inside.
Ooh, yeah. I like that. Yes.
Yes.
You know, dealing more with the outer than what's going on internally.
But why are these feelings justified then?
Well, because you could not take the risk or chance, or the risk or chance that you took failed, because this is just an ugly, bad cycle right now.
And maybe they're justified because we just know we don't really want to take that step. We don't want to.
And how do we turn that frown upside down? Well, by just
Putting some brakes on it.
putting
maybe.
the brakes on. Don't move forward if the time is not right. You know, especially Aries out there, you should know timing is everything.
It really is more about some introspection as well as some, you know, kind of ponying up the ideas from the aggregate too, and sorting through it all. You know, there's something going on, but you're not going to find it by just thinking about it necessarily.
That's what we have for you, fire signs. Hey,
That sounded pretty pithy, didn't it?
it did. It did. That's nice.
Water signs.
Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Readings for you.
Two down.
Well, let's see where it's going to hurt you this quarter, Mr. O.
Oh my goodness.
We already know I can't gamble. I guess that's clear.
From your lips.
Well, it's not fourth quarter till tomorrow.
That's when everybody's going to see this. You know, last night, meaning right now, I told her, oh, you shouldn't be gambling.
Did you? I don't remember hearing that.
Well, that's because it's right now.
Oh,
But when everyone else sees
Oh my
this,
gosh.
it's last
I'm
night.
sorry. I'm a little slow.
I think I'm goofy, weird as anything.
All right.
So let's get on with the water signs and find out, where does it hurt?
Okay.
What is or will be making you unhappy right now?
Well, this certainly would make a water sign unhappy.
Water signs, say it ain't so, but maybe you were feeling that, you know, something was really about to begin and it felt really emotionally, you know, mushy, cuddly to you, or maybe it felt like, you know, something that you really wanted to enjoy doing didn't get off of the ground in some way.
The beginning of a love or a passion of some sort, you know, a desire, dream. You know, instead of being sweet, it's turned bitter, it's turned sour. And, you know, you feel very, you know, unfulfilled, for one. And number two, you feel as though, you know, there's no joy. There's no joy.
It could be talking about friendships or associations. It could also be talking about starting a new pastime or an activity or a thing that you really were going to look forward to, and then somehow it's just not making it.
True that. Oh boy, water signs. So how are you dealing or will be dealing with this?
Here's the comfort food card. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's the Hanged Man, and nobody likes to eat upside down, so maybe that's, why he turned himself around.
Well,
here.
isn't this so typical of some water signs I know? This is somebody who's just unwilling to bend or make a sacrifice or look at the bigger picture here, You're kind of not dealing with this well because you're just dwelling with the sorrow instead of maybe looking at the broader picture, and seeing things from a better perspective. You're not willing to make sacrifices either. In other words, you're just going to stay, where you are in this sorrowful state.
It's a different kind of suspension, It's not just a suspension of changing yourself. It's a suspension of understanding things. It's a suspension of maybe trying to make others understand things. It's sort of like you're doing the anti-hanged man in a way, and it's not going to serve you any well to do that. You really should consider something different here.
So why are your feelings justified, water signs?
Well, this time it's the Queen of Pentacles, also reversed.
Well, your feelings are justified because this really is affecting you on more of even a physical level. It's draining you. Maybe perhaps, I'm beginning to see a little bit of a picture here myself because of the Hanged Man sometimes being about sacrifice or a lack thereof. You feel your feelings are justified because you've given so much to others. The Queen of Pentacles is very benevolent, very giving, very caring. And so, they care deeply, maybe so much so that sometimes they could be taken advantage of.
Well, we've been characterizing this as maybe something that started recently and had promise but failed, and we didn't understand or didn't want to understand it better. But what if it was really maybe the end of something that had more behind it, no matter what that card says?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is talking about the heartfelt ending of a longer association or a more meaningful relationship with something, and we just feel so burned out over it.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if it is a relationship, but let's see what the last card holds for us. How do we turn that frown upside down? Oh, we got to get in control of our emotions.
Queen of Cups.
Water signs. I think it's really evident here. We have to get control over our emotions. We have to look at things. We have to look at things differently. As a matter of fact, maybe it's a good time to kind of, tamp down the heart chakra a little bit and open up here, so that you can do some logical thinking. Where did things fail? Where did things go wrong? Can things be resolved or should I move on? But, instead of wallowing in feelings, stand in, move in action.
The whole reading can almost be interpreted in that sign, but clearly it is about this idea, I think, that we feel we need to have more control over a very volatile emotional state right now. And that's basically that. But I think we should go through the cards all over. Yes, that's exactly right. Because to me, that's symbolic of that heart chakra that needs some work.
I really see a picture here, but let's go through it together and see.
Right.
So something has failed, whether it's a dream, a goal, a vision. More likely to me, it could be something in a relationship, whether it's friends, family, something has gone wrong and it's very disappointing and it's making you really incredibly unhappy.
Yeah, that's all she wrote, I think, really. It's really saying that maybe to some degree what's happened is you realize this situation can't be resolved, whatever it is, through your heart, and that maybe you're not awakening yet, the mind part of your chakra, the crown chakra, to understand that.
And how you're dealing with it is basically by kind of staying with the status quo. In other words, to me, that just means you're kind of stuck and wallowing in sorrow, as opposed to looking at a broader perspective, looking at the situation, hey, if it is a relationship, there are two sides to every story. Maybe it's time to examine your role in the relationship and not, this idea of I'm the hurt victim.
This card means that maybe you're not really dealing with the implications of the first one, which is basically, what do your feelings really mean to you?
And are your feelings justified? Well, yeah. Maybe you feel like you've been taken advantage of in some way, that, that you've cared so much for somebody and it was not, or some people, and it was not reciprocated, and then it all fell apart. Maybe you feel like, you really are spent from everything this has put you through.
It feels like a real low point to you, and you feel like, you don't understand how this could have happened.
But ultimately, the only way you're going to be able to turn that frown upside down is to get more control of your emotions here. Sure, you should feel your loss. You should grieve, if needs be, and give yourself time for that. But by all means, don't just wallow in sorrow. Do things to pick up your spirits. And if not that, do things that are more analytical, logical now. Start to think things through. Think with your head and not with your heart.
And I think that's the trace back to the first one, is that we have to remember that sometimes we don't feed the heart chakra, we feed the eye of wisdom chakra to make us understand better.
Oh boy, water signs, you're going to be going through some stuff. Good luck with that.
And so now we are on to Earth signs. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn.
All right. Are you ready, Earth signs? Are you ready to find out where it hurts? Okay, here we go, Earth signs. What is or will be making you unhappy? Oh my goodness sakes. Looks like some relationship stuff is going on for some of us during this fourth quarter. So where does it hurt? This is clearly a separation, a breakup. And when I see this card, I'm almost thinking this isn't something that was just getting off the ground and failed. This is something maybe that could be more long-standing, a longer-standing friendship, a partnership, a relationship.
These are always general readings, so they may not be exactly the story for you. It could be that maybe it's just a relationship that will have an effect on you, like maybe it's your child's relationship with somebody, an adult child, or maybe your parents are divorcing, or something like that. So whatever it is, this thing is making you very upset right now because it is the ending of a relationship that you probably didn't think it was going to end.
Well, how are you dealing or will be dealing with this unhappiness? Well, that's almost a positive to me.
It's almost a positive. The devil in reverse.
Sure, maybe now you can be free. Maybe actually now, you're dealing with this and looking at it in terms of, I'm now free to make my own choice. I'm now free to do my own thing. I'm now free to explore new friendships, new partnerships, new relationships. Maybe you are actually trying to, despite this hurt, focus on, the positive.
There are other ways that sometimes a relationship may end. It could end with the actual physical passing, and maybe this is suggesting that at some point you will decide that you need to re-engage again to sort of remove yourself from that pallor, what had happened.
Also, this could be the fact that maybe, in retrospect, now you're realizing that this relationship was very codependent or toxic in some way, and it's good to maybe have let it go. So, are your feelings, your unhappiness justified?
And it's the Four of Pentacles reversed.
That almost ties in with the Devil a little bit here.
Right. It may feel like that somehow, although you feel sad, there's a sense of a movement here that maybe you are freed from something. It could be the codependency, but it could be other things too. Maybe there's financial burdens or obligations that the ending of this relationship sort of, removes too. Maybe there were properties or other, investments that now will have to, be disbursed.
That's a really good point. I would also point out, seeing this combination of cards right here makes me feel that, you really feel like this is something you needed to let go of, that no longer has value to you. So
we're acting like the relationship was one that suddenly changed, but what if it always was a relationship that was questionable? These cards kind of make more sense, and especially this one too. It
just feels like it's something, you realize now that needed to be let go of. And I wonder if this is, with this reversed here with the Devil, if it's also saying, again, you feel like maybe you're not being, being held, or maybe you realize, well, wait a minute, your feelings justified. Maybe that you were holding on too tightly to, this relationship, and that's why it's a good thing it's going. It's letting go. I don't know. I don't know if I said that the way I was thinking. How do we turn that frown upside down? There's a lot of positive cards in this relationship in a way. Although, really, this card is more neutral.
Yeah, there's two fours, though.
And the two fours. And we end with that. And the Four of Wands is reversed. And so what it's saying is, to turn the frown upside down, to me it's saying, you know what? You seem to be on a fairly healthy path here, and knowing it's time to move on and let something go that maybe, you put too much value on in the past. And so it's time to just build a new foundation. And I think this is saying that the way to turn the frown upside down is to keep working at it. You're not through all of this yet, So give yourself the time you need to totally recover, but you are on a healing path, I think, overall.
Even when the Four of Wands is reversed, it may not be a really bad card. And so I think what it's saying is that sometimes we accept, rebuilding or new struggles, and maybe with, modest reward as an okay end to the matter, that sometimes we don't feel we have to totally win in the aftermath of maybe the end of a harmonious relationship. Maybe it's just about saying, I'm okay, I can take care of myself, I'm secure.
Okay, let's recap that, because we got one more reading to do here.
Indeed.
So what will be making the Earth signs unhappy? A breakup, parting ways with someone. I'm not going to rule out that it could be a business. I'm not going to rule that out. Maybe you're parting your ways from a job you've held dear for a long time.
Whether the relationship or the situation that breaks up was something very well loved, or maybe had run its course, it is over, and that's really what's causing the source of the pain.
You could be on a healing path, but still being very unhappy. And so, how are you dealing with it? Well, you've broken free. Maybe you are the one who said it's over. I mean, I'm wondering here, because of the Devil reversed in this position. That's how you're dealing with it.
And maybe you felt there were really good reasons, codependencies, etc., that it was just time to kind of make a break of it.
And are your feelings justified? You feel so, yes, because...
You feel relieved. You feel like you can give it up.
Right, and that maybe you placed too much value on it to begin with, that it was not worth as much as you thought, or maybe it was just time to find something that you feel is more worthy of your, of you. And ultimately, how do you turn that frown upside down? I think it's just keep at it. Keep working at it. Take it one day at a time, step by step. Rebuild a solid foundation someplace else.
Right. Just
with
kind
someone
of
else.
level up as you need to, I think is a good way to say that.
Gosh, wish you luck with that. Boy, water and earth signs are really going to go through some personal stuff.
And now for that special part of our program.
We will do a reading for the global concerns or U.S. concerns. We'll just see what comes up.
Let's see what comes up.
Who or what is hurting us and how we can turn that around.
Or not.
Or not. Likely not. Am I supposed to be shuffling first? I think it's you this time, sir.
It doesn't really matter as
Yes,
long as
it
we both
does.
shovel them.
Yes, it does, because I cut them and leave them for you then.
I'm thinking of a snort.
Things an Aries puts up with. Sonny's here. We have our emotional support cat who came in for this last reading.
He sensed the pain.
Where was he earlier when all the signs were hurting? Stay down there, Sonny. You cannot come on the table. Perhaps you can give him a little attention now.
Well,
arm down there. Oh, now he won't see you.
Why not?
Oh, never mind.
Hello, Sunrain. Rubby rub. Rub the pillow.
Rub a dub. All right. Okay, world. Where are you hurting? So many things going on right now.
What is bumming the world? It's the reversed Nine of Wands.
Ooh, that's almost like a surrender, isn't it?
Right.
Somebody caving in and giving up.
Right. It feels like, you're not going to really go another round. You sort of feel like you've done what you can, and maybe, it should just go the way it goes. And that does make you feel a little bit sad.
Yeah, it does. It's almost like a defeat. It's as if somebody has given up, maybe fighting charges like Trump, or maybe some bad turn of events in a war. We do have a coup going on in Niger right now. I also heard today, I could be wrong, that in Israel again, Netanyahu was about to change his mind again about some of the legal, what do you call them? The Supreme Court changes he wanted to make, their country's high court, that he's backing down on some of his things. So maybe that's kind of a defeat. So these are the kinds of things we're looking at here, What could it be?
I mean, when we're talking about politics itself, it seems like politics is always a game of back and forth, and that there are some sense of somebody's winning, somebody's giving up, somebody's losing, somebody's gaining it again.
And so, in the case of Trump, I can't imagine that he's going to give in to anything or admit defeat. So the bottom line to me is maybe there might be somebody, though, who will turn, be too afraid of being prosecuted themselves and turn witness.
Right. It may not be the thing that is really affecting the entire world globally, but it is a possibility. Let's see the second one.
Wow, how are we dealing or will be dealing with this?
And that is, of course.
Oh, no.
Right. So whatever this is about, nobody wants to celebrate. Nobody wants to say,
nobody's
Yahoo!
Happy.
Nobody wants to make a toast and say, yay, team.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that, except that, it seems like this is not something that will be celebrated. This is not something that will make anybody happy. So it's really interesting to me what this could possibly be. We'll look at this when we're done, and maybe we can come up with some stuff. Okay, so why are our feelings justified, Mr. O?
Well,
It's money.
it's money because maybe there is, no financial outlay for anybody. And maybe we feel sad that this defeat is happening because it may be ending a financial stream for someone or something. It may be ending materialistic security concerns for somebody.
Right. Maybe
Pentacles are about security too.
financial growth is sluggish. Maybe this is also talking about maybe some worldwide issues with agriculture or grain, like Ukraine. What?
The only thing that we didn't talk about, and everything is maybe lining up, is the climate emergencies we're faced with and the sense of really feeling like maybe there's nothing we can do anymore. And it's certainly nothing to celebrate. We might as well just do anti-party to assuage our feelings. And are our feelings justified? Yes, because things are not going to get secure. Things are not going to be able to. I know this is really unhappy, isn't
I
it?
believe you may be onto something here,
Yes.
though, with the climate. Let's just see what this. How can we turn that frown upside down? Well,
And we started with a 9, and we end with a 9. It's the reversed 9 of Swords.
Well, we turn that frown upside down by allaying people's fears and anxieties. But, like even in the case of climate change, we can't just say now, everything's going to be all right. That's not going to work, We have to back that up with action. So there has to be some kind of action or changes being made that could alleviate people's fears.
The 9 of Swords, when it's upright, is about maybe a true sense of despair and hopelessness. And when it's reversed, maybe it's not that it's reversing so much, but maybe it's an acceptance that some of this is bound to happen, but it won't be the total picture for everyone. In the issue of climate change, people are going to suffer, and maybe not all of us are going to make it through to that solution. I would dare say that's very true.
Well, this is only for a quarter. It's not for the whole, I don't think the world is tanking.
Right. We don't have to do a reading ever again.
This soon. All right.
But maybe this is, of course, dependent upon news that we are receiving at this time that is going to shape up this way.
Let's quickly wrap this up.
All right.
And we'll do it with climate as a focus, but I can also see some other things here. I think that, he's right in a way. This is a battle we feel we can't win. And it's making us very unhappy. A lot of us who feel like, well, nobody is going to do anything about this. Nobody is going to do anything about this.
That's what it feels like.
And, well, okay, how are we dealing with it? Well,
What's the opposite of a party? Maybe it's a riot. 3 of Cups.
Right.
Reversed.
Well, I do feel we're going to see a lot more. They say as things are heating up, there's more anger. And we see all this hostility in societies today, so there's going to be more anger. There's going to be more things happening. But also the 3 of Cups here why is this making us unhappy is because we're unhappy because we can't live the lifestyle we want to live. Just happy, joy, go about our business. Now we have to worry about everything falling apart around us. We can't go to outdoor concerts anymore when there's wildfires, smoke in the air, or baseball games. We can't go to, you can't be assured that your house isn't going to burn down in a fire depending on where you live.
But maybe
Tornadoes.
if this isn't about climate change, if this is about politics going on right now, the idea that maybe we have to accept injustice or wrong things does make us also feel unhappy or willing to maybe act out against this injustice. Just wanted to give that idea.
I'm going to talk about other options at the end.
All right.
But speaking back on the climate mode, Mr. O had a great idea. Well, I think I kind of started that off by talking about grain. Why are our feelings justified is because really, it's because of our greed and our lack of, our ability to make sacrifices when we need to turn this around. So we realize we're in trouble here. And also that all the good stuff that we have, all the things that we love and enjoy, they're not going to matter after everything starts to fall apart.
Our feelings are justified because we don't see anybody willing to begin this process of trying to do the right thing.
Because nobody wants to give up their profits, to make the necessary changes. And that's why we have the infrastructure problem we had, because nobody wanted to pay for it. So, but work has to be done. And so ultimately here, how do we turn that frown upside down? Well, we've got to do something that will really, truly allay people's fears. And that's not going to be sweet talk, That's not going to be signing climate accords that nobody will follow. That's got to come from actual action.
If this is our actual next week or so, then the idea is
a month.
Okay, the month.
Yeah.
The idea is that what we find out maybe about how things can be changed is going to be harsh news, but it is something we can try to work with for the best benefit possible.
So you were just going with the political divide, I think.
Well, it just struck me that could apply to that as well.
The political divide is just really bad everywhere,
Absolutely.
Everywhere. If you look at Iran, people being arrested for women's rights violations and the people not liking what, for the majority, not liking what the minority has in place, Israel, France, all these problems everywhere, that there's just a lot of unrest and division. And I feel like people are ready to give up. They're tired. They're just tired of all of this. And how are we dealing with it? Well, we're just getting angrier with each other. We're pulling more apart rather than finding reasons to come together. Why are our feelings do you want to add anything?
No, I think nothing more needs to go on. We're
why are our
closing in on 50 minutes.
Yeah, we always do. Why are our feelings justified? Is basically because
nobody's planning to do the right thing.
Nobody's putting the money into it. Nobody's putting the resources into it or the people. We need to get it done. And ultimately, how do we turn the frown upside down? By getting it done. By doing something that people really believe can make a difference. Oh, wait, did I goof that up again?
No.
I did, because I was talking about the political divide.
Sure.
And I almost think here, why are our feelings justified? Because really, politics and all of this in all the countries, it's all about money. It's all about money, greed, and misuse. And so finally, how do we turn that frown upside down? By actually trying to be less stressed and anxious with one another and truly trying to listen to one another.
The world is crying in the dark in pain and fear. We have to try to address that.
Were you talking about politics again? Because that was my politics statement.
Yes, because it's all over the world. Everyone in the world is suffering, and it's time, to try to stop that. We are the
I was just going to do that. We are the children. We are the world. So remember, this reading is good until the moon enters the next fourth quarter, and good luck, everybody. It's been kind of a tough one today, I think, most of the way around.
Go have some ice cream.
Yeah, I am. No. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.